Have you ever wondered, when did humans first decide to set fire to a plant and just inhale the smoke? Like, who was the first person to look at a burning bush and think, you know what, I bet that's delicious? Well, buckle up your loincloths because the answer is way older than you think, and it involves a lot less cool and a lot more coughing. The story starts not with smoking, but with fire. Humans tamed fire about 1.5 million years ago, but for most of that time, we just used it to cook meat and scare away saber-toothed tigers. Nobody was smoking. The first smoke break was almost certainly an accident. Ancient humans were burning whatever they could find, wood dung, random leaves. Then, one day, someone threw a specific plant on the fire. Maybe it was Artemisia wormwood or cannabis, and they felt different. Not hungry, not sleepy, just floaty. The accidental high was discovered. But here's the kicker. They didn't smoke it yet. They just sat in the smoke. That's called passive inhalation. Basically, ancient humans were the original second-hand smokers. So when did we go from sitting in smoke to sucking on a tube? For that, we need to go to Siberia. About 2,500 years ago, in 2022, scientists found the oldest known pipes in the world. They were made of stone and wood, and inside them, residue of cannabis sativa and Nicotiana rustica. These weren't just for fun, they were for ritual. Shamans believed the smoke connected them to the spirit world. The word pipe, in many ancient languages, literally translates to the thing that makes the gods talk. Imagine being a caveman and seeing your shaman blow a cloud out of his nose. You'd think he was possessed, which technically he was, by smoke. But the real smoking culture, that started in the Americas. The Mayans and Aztecs were the first to truly domesticate tobacco around 500 BC. They didn't call it smoking, they called it sicar, which means to drink smoke. They even had a god of smoking. His name was Piltzintakutli. Say that 5 times fast. And they didn't just use pipes. They invented the cigar. They took tobacco leaves, rolled them up, and lit them. This was the first cigarette ever. When Europeans arrived, they saw this and thought it was barbaric. But then they tried it, and they loved it. And they brought it back to Europe. And that's when the real smoking started. The 16th century. Europe went insane for tobacco. They called it the holy herb and the divine leaf. Doctors actually prescribed smoking for everything. Headaches, toothaches, even the plague. They thought smoke was a disinfectant. Spoiler alert, it wasn't. Then came the Industrial Revolution. In the 1880s, James Bonsack invented the cigarette rolling machine. Suddenly, you could make 200 cigarettes a minute instead of 1. Prices dropped. Everyone smoked. So when did ancient humans start smoking? Technically, 2,500 years ago in Siberia. But the habit, that's as old as fire itself. It's an accident, a fluke, a bored caveman who threw a weird leaf on a fire and decided it was a good idea to breathe it in. And now, billions of people do it every day. It started with one curious, slightly stupid, very bored human who thought, let's see what happens if I set this on fire and put it in my face. So next time you see someone smoking, remember, you're watching a 2,500-year-old tradition that started with a caveman who just wanted to get a little too close to the campfire. And that, my friends, is the history of the world's first smoke break. If you enjoyed this, smash that like button and subscribe for more weird history. And comment below, what's the one thing you'd never try even if a caveman did it first? I'll see you in the next one.